Hey y'all, I am going to do chord progressions for I'll Sing About Jesus. And the version that I'm doing is by Angie Pearson. So here we go. This is in the key of B flat. Intro is just B flat, D, F. And then you do a B flat sus, B flat, E flat, F. And then you go back down to B flat, D, F. Okay? So verse 1 is when I think B flat about where B flat sus, where you throw that, you move the 3 up to the 4, B flat, E flat, F, where I've been back to your B flat, D, F. Oh, the pit I was living, B flat sus, in B flat. How hard, G minor 7, G, B flat, D, F. He fought to love me, F over A. F in your right hand, F-A-C over A, just note in your left, okay? B, redemption, B flat, is my story, E flat, and then you move to an F before you move on to chorus, okay? So chorus is, I will sing E flat, G, B flat, sing about Jesus, B flat. Sing about his goodness, G minor 7, and all he's done, F. I will sing E flat. I'll sing about Jesus, B flat. Sing about his mercy, G minor 7. I can't outrun, F. And I'll testify, so this is E flat to F. Real quick, I will testify. That's how fast it moves. With my hands, G minor 7, lifted high, B flat in your right, over D in your left. I'll sing E flat, sing F about Jesus, B flat. So that moves fast too, okay? So it's like, I'll testify with my hands lifted high, I'll sing about Jesus. That's how fast it moves, okay? So you're just gonna hit those chords and keep going. Alright, so verse 2 is the same chord progression as verse 1, but I'm going to show you so you can see where it falls. When I look at B flat, where I am, B flat sus, now, back to B flat. Oh, I see how he brought B flat sus, me out, B flat. His grace, G minor 7, that now, F over A, defines me, B flat. Is what E flat rewrites my story, F. This is G minor. My testimony is F over A. And then you move back to the chorus. And we go on to verse 3, which is the first bridge. There's like 4 bridges. Okay? So first bridge, verse 3. B flat. He brought me out of my sorrow. He brought me, B flat sus, out of my shame. Back to B flat. He brought me out of my mourning. I'm dancing. So this moves fast. G minor 7, F, B flat. Okay? I'm dancing again. G minor, F, B flat. He brought me, B flat, out of my worry. Brought me, B flat sus, out of my pain. Back to B flat. He brought me out of my sadness. Here comes that fast move again. G minor 7, F, B flat. I'm laughing again. Okay? If you repeat verse 3 back to back, you go back there. Back to the beginning of verse 3. If you're going to move on to the next bridge, the next verse, then you're going to keep going here, which is he broke me, B flat over D. Out of my darkness, E flat. Broke me, F, out of my chains, G minor 7. He broke me, A flat, C, E flat. Out of depression, I'm shouting again. So it's G minor 7, F over A, B flat. Shouting again. Okay? So, verse 4 is the next bridge. B flat, he brought me out of the miry, A flat, clay, E flat. Set my foot, B flat, on the rock, yeah, A flat, and then you move to E flat. Yeah, okay. He gave me freedom, B flat, and a song, A flat, to sing, E flat. I'll sing B flat about Jesus. Yeah. Now, A flat, E flat, okay? All right, so then you move to the next bridge, which is verse 5. And this can repeat like 18 times. Not even exaggerating, okay? B flat, I'll sing about Jesus. Yeah, there's that A flat, E flat move real fast. I'll sing B flat about Jesus. Yeah, A flat, E flat. And literally you can repeat this. I think it's actually 12 times, but still. And then verse 7 is the last bridge. I'm sorry, verse 6. That is not verse 7. Verse 6 is the last bridge. And it's B flat sus, or B flat 7. That's where I saw the 7 on the B flat and said verse 7. B flat, D, F, A flat. With B flat and A flat in your left hand. I'll shout about Jesus. I'll shout about Jesus. You just hit that chord one time every time you say ow. I'll shout about Jesus. I'll shout about. That also can repeat. I think it's also 12 times, at least 8. Okay. Each time, each like section is 2. I'll sing about, or I'll shout about Jesus. I'll shout about Jesus. I'll shout about Jesus. Repeat. I'll shout about Jesus. I'll shout about Jesus. Repeat. Okay. So the ending is B flat. I'll sing about Jesus. B flat. I'll sing about Jesus. B flat. I'll sing about Jesus. Yeah. A flat, E flat, B flat. Okay. All right, I know this is a really long one, and I apologize. I hope that this is helping you. I'm going to sing through this like just straight through so that you can see how it goes, okay? Intro would just be B flat and B flat sus. For 4 beats each, and you do it twice, okay? Verse 1. When I think about where I've been, oh, the pit I was living in, how hard it fought to love me. Redemption is my story. Chorus. I will sing. I'll sing about Jesus. Sing about His goodness, all He's done. I will sing. I'll sing about Jesus. Sing about His mercy. I cannot run. And I will testify with my hands lifted high. I'll sing about Jesus. Verse 2. When I look at where I am now, oh, I see how He brought me out. His grace that now defines me is what rewrites my story. This is my testimony. Okay, we're going to do chorus again. I'm going to show you what you would do if you repeat chorus back to back, okay? I will sing about Jesus, sing about His goodness and all He's done. I will sing, I'll sing about Jesus, sing about His mercy, I cannot run. Repeat chorus. I will sing, I'll sing about Jesus, sing about His goodness and all He's done. I will sing, I'll sing about Jesus, sing about His mercy, I cannot run. Move on. And I will testify with my hands lifted high. I'll sing about Jesus. Verse 3, first bridge. You brought me out of my sorrow, you brought me out of my shame, you brought me out of my mourning. I'm dancing again. You brought me out of my worry, brought me out of my pain, brought me out of my sadness. I'm laughing again. Okay, if you're gonna repeat verse 3 back to back, you go back now. If not, you keep going, okay? So I'm gonna keep going. He brought me out of my darkness, brought me out of my chains, He brought me out of depression. I'm shouting, yeah, again. So then you would go to chorus. I'm gonna move on to verse 4. He brought me out of the miry clay, set my foot on the verse 5, the next bridge. I'll sing about Jesus, yeah. I'll sing about Jesus, yeah. Okay, so then you can repeat that like 8 to 12 times. Verse 6 is the last bridge. I'll shout about Jesus, I'll shout about Jesus. And then you repeat that like 8 to 12 times. Ending. I'll sing about Jesus, I'll sing about Jesus, I'll sing about Jesus, yeah. Alright, a couple little tips. Verse 3, you're going to drive this left hand just on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your right hand can make simple movements. Brought me out of my sorrow, brought me out of my shame, brought me out of my mourning, I'm dancing again. You brought me out of my worry. See how I'm holding my right hand and then just doing that steady beat in the left, okay? And then verse 5 and 6 and the ending has that real sharp, like real fast. I'll sing about Jesus, yeah. I'll sing about Jesus, yeah. I'll shout about Jesus, I'll shout about Jesus. Okay, so you would just hit those chords and let it cut. Okay, I apologize it's very long, but that is the chords for I'll Sing About Jesus in the key of B flat. Thanks, y'all.